So let's move in finally to the thoughts for the season. There's 52 games left. What's next? With Robbie Grossman being traded to Atlanta at the trade deadline, it opened the door. It opened the door for some players to show what they have, and most of these players we've seen for a majority of the season. But there's one guy knocking on the door. There's one guy waiting in the wing by the time Tuesday rolls around, he very well could be wearing a Detroit Tigers uniform. So let's look at some numbers and let's see maybe where do some of these guys fit. Two of them I think need to go down. Just finish the season in AAA, work on some things for 2023. Two of them have been decent. Victor Reyes, Willie Castro, Cody Clemens, and Akil Baddoo have all worn the English D this season. Now, they haven't been great. I feel like Willie and Victor specifically have played a lot better. At least working decent at bats, putting the ball in play. Now they might be converted to outs, but Willie created some runs on the bases this weekend, had a couple doubles Saturday night. And he plays all over the field, and he's been doing a lot better on the corner outfield. He should never see center field again. But he's been playing a pretty decent corner outfield. So I looked at some of their offensive numbers. And looking at their offensive numbers, there's two conclusions that I can draw. Reyes and Castro need to be up with the big club, and they need to be in the outfield, getting looks for what's to come. Cody Clemens and Akil Baddoo need to go to AAA. Reyes has an 86 weighted runs created, which is 14% below Major League average. He's got 289 weighted on base average. He's striking out 25% of the time, only walking 4% of the time. He's got 11 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. Willie Castro has an 81 weighted runs created, 19% below Major League average. 281 weighted on base average, 289 batting average on balls in play, a 19% K rate, a 4% walk rate. 12 doubles, 2 triples, 4 home runs. Let's get to the two that I think should be demoted. Cody Clemens, 29 weighted runs created. That's 71% below Major League average. A 113 batting average on balls in play. A 208 weighted on base average. He strikes out 19.5% of the time, walks 8% of the time, so that's better. Double the other two. He's got 2 doubles, 3 home runs. Akil Baddoo, whose swing is long and loopy and is not going to be successful in the major leagues until he shortens it. 20 weighted runs created, 80% below Major League average. 195 weighted on base average, 203 batting average on balls in play, strikes out 28.4% of the time. Tell me that swing's not long and people haven't found holes in it. Does walk 8% of the time. He's got 1 double and 1 home run, so he's not even hitting for power. Akil needs to be fixed, and he cannot get fixed at the major league level. He can't do it. He's got to go down and revamp, shorten up the swing. Because there's somebody down in the minor leagues that's knocking on the door. And I want to be very clear when I say this, that this is in no way a savior type statement. It is in no way a thought process that would be, he's got to come up and redeem like what the season is. No, he needs a shot. That's all I'm saying. At this point in the season, when you are this far below 500, when you are 24 games below 500, you have to see what you have for next year. And Kerry Carpenter, right there in the Seawolves uniform, because I couldn't find him in the Mud Hens uniform. This is what he's done in AAA. His weighted runs created plus, 181. 81% above average. 331 weighted on base average. Only a 13.2% K rate, and he walks 12% of the time. He's got 11 doubles, 1 triple, and 8 home runs. 30 total home runs in the minor leagues, but I only took his AAA stats. Carpenter needs a shot. And I hope that by the time first pitch is thrown on Tuesday, his contract's been purchased. Baду sent down. Clemens sent down. One of the two. Because you also have Daz Cameron. So if you think about it, and the way that we can kind of position this out, you have Victor, Reilly, and Kerry Carpenter in your outfield, with Daz Cameron as your fourth outfielder. That leaves Willie Castro to continue to rotate around and give guys days off. Because we've seen him play the outfield, we've seen him play the infield. That's how you get looks. And I think Kerry Carpenter's earned that look. But at this point in the season, when you're 24 games below 500, there's no push to be made. No push to be made. But what can happen is you can see what you have at the major league level for 2023. Because it's that time in the year. You know, we're getting to that second week in August. Time to start looking. There's about 6 weeks left of the season. 7, 8 weeks maybe. Because of the pushback schedule. But it's time to start focusing attention on winter meetings in December. And hopefully, those winter meetings being attended by a different GM. But that's a discussion for another time. But seeing what you have as far as roster goes for 2023 should be the ultimate imperative of this organization in these next 52 games. Because anything less than that is once again going to be failure. And
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a way. Yeah. You know I be on the way.